Good morning. It is Thursday, October the 24th, 2024. I'm John Zibney in the MNC News Center. Good to have you with us here as we continue with our top local stories. Former Elkhart County Sheriff's Special Services Officer Donald McQuarrie has been found not guilty of ghost employment.
McQuarrie was accused of working overlapping hours as a security officer at a local bank and during his shift at the sheriff's office, allegedly receiving pay from both jobs between November 2021 and March of 2022. The prosecution presented attendance records and GPS data from McQuarrie's patrol car to track his location. However, the defense argued that not all relevant data was considered, including days when McQuarrie worked more hours than he was paid for by the sheriff's office. They also claimed the ghost employment law was misapplied. Another officer involved in the investigation is still awaiting trial. McQuarrie served the county for more than 25 years. Tommy Lee, MNC News.
News at 5 o'clock is powered by Burkholder Buildings and Supply. If it can be built in an office, a farm, or anywhere else, Burkholder is the highest quality for any need. Burkholder Buildings and Supply can help. Call today. A 13-year-old cyclist was struck by a vehicle in the 200 block of South 8th Street. Happened just before 8 o'clock on Tuesday night. The teen's mother told officers her child was on the bike and was struck by a white vehicle. The driver of the vehicle fled the scene without providing any information before the cops got there. The juvenile complained of pain but declined medical treatment. A reminder that the public visitation for longtime TV news anchor Jennifer Copeland is set for this afternoon. It's happening from 3 o'clock until 7 o'clock at the Palmer Community Complex at 601 North Michigan Street in Lakeville. The service will be open for all to attend. Copeland's family says any donations should be sent to the GSC Project for GYN carcinosarcoma. Copeland died last week after a battle with ovarian cancer. She was 46 years old. A woman in critical condition after a house fire took place in Sturgis.
The fire broke out around 10:30 Tuesday night on Center Avenue. First responders were told a woman and a child were trapped on the second floor of the home, but when officers attempted to enter the second floor, they were met with flames and smoke. The child was able to get out of the house before firefighters showed up, but the woman had to be rescued from the first floor of the home where she was found unresponsive. Investigators are working to determine the cause of the fire. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
New this morning on MNC, the University of Michigan will continue to have a gun ban.
A court has declined to hear an appeal of the rule filed by a man who claims the policy violates the U.S. Constitution. The ban has been in place since 2001 at the university, and the appeals court was asked to look at the school's gun ban after an expansion of gun rights by the U.S. Supreme Court in 2022. The appeals court ruled that the school has the right to establish their own public safety policy. Derek Decker, MNC News.
And Elkhart's National New York City Railroad Museum is having a Halloween party. It's happening on Saturday from 11 until 4 for all ages. They will have treats and games along with the museum's mini train giving rides throughout the haunted trail. Admission $6 for adult, $5 for children 4 to 12, and free for kids under the age of 3. Indiana ranks as the 7th cheapest state for fall travel.
That's according to Bravo Deal. The data used in the study was sourced from the Bureau of Transportation Statistics, Numbeo, and Greyhound. Factors include average air ticket price from the final quarter of last year, taxi fare per mile, average train ticket price to a neighboring state, and average bus ticket to a neighboring state. Indiana has a high average air ticket price, but a lower average bus ticket price. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
And speaking of travel, with trade between Europe and Indiana booming, having nonstop flights appears to be a common sense step.
You've probably heard that Indiana and Europe do a lot of business. In fact, a quarter of everything Ireland exports comes to Indiana, so it makes sense to add nonstop flights from Indy to Dublin with connections to Europe.
Don't take the flight as just a flight. It's a reflection of the economics of the state, the economics of the city, desires of people to fly to Europe.
Mario Rodriguez runs the Indianapolis Airport Authority. He says Aer Lingus will start nonstop flights from Indy to Dublin in May. Ryan Hedrick, Network, Indiana.
Officers are investigating after a missing Hoosier soldier from Ligonier was found dead in Missouri.
They say Sergeant Sarah Roque of Ligonier, Indiana, was reported missing from Fort Leonard Wood Monday. She was a bridge crew member and mine dog handler for the 5th Engineer Battalion. At this time, it is not clear what led to her death. The Department of of the Army Criminal Investigation Division is now looking into the matter. Sasha Nixon, Network Indiana.
Police in South Bend are investigating a dead body found inside an apartment at Miami Hills. Officers were called around 8:30 Tuesday night to find the woman's body. So far, there's no information about how the victim died or whether it's tied to a crime. An autopsy is scheduled for today in Kalamazoo. A man was convicted of the 1975 cold case murder of 17-year-old Laurel Mitchell. He's now been sentenced in Noble County Court.
57-year-old Fred Brandy Jr. has been sentenced to life in prison, but will have the possibility of parole as he was sentenced in accordance with an Indiana state law from 1975 that did not include life without parole sentences. He and John Lehman were arrested in February of last year for the murder, with Lehman pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit murder. It was August of 1975 when Lauren Mitchell's body was found drowned in a river near her home. Her family and local law enforcement have been searching for answers for decades. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
Let's now turn to Michiana's election headquarters, where the polls are showing the Indiana governor's race in a tight one. Here's what's on the Republican candidate's mind.
We're going to win it if, in fact, our voters aren't complacent.
Republican candidate for governor Mike Braun in a Wednesday morning interview with WIBC's Tony Katz.
If they're complacent, then it's going to be tighter than what it needs to be. And that is the real depiction of where the race is.
Which is why he says he's been pounding the pavement and talking to Hoosiers in all 92 counties and will continue to do so until Election Day. John Herrick, Network Indiana.
And another reminder that the third governor's debate is tonight. Live coverage can be heard at 7 o'clock on MNC. Well, DNR officials in the state of Michigan are urging hunters to help control the deer population.
Their numbers are exploding in Michigan, the only state where hunters kill more bucks than they do does. More females means more deer, so new regulations for the fall will make it easier to encourage hunters to avoid the antlers and hunt does instead. The DNR has sent out an alert encouraging antlerless kills because does are spreading disease, causing car crashes, and destroying crops. Michiganders can legally hunt deer between September and January, and the regular firearm season is November 15th through the 30th. Tommy Lee, MNC News.
While we're talking about fall activities like hunting and such, downtown Niles will host its annual Niles Fall Festival on Saturday. The event features a variety of activities for all ages, including a pumpkin carving and painting contest, trick-or-treat candy, carriage rides, and more. Local businesses will also have special deals throughout the day, and the Niles History Center will offer a self-guided tour of the facility.
A few areas of patchy fog to start out today, but otherwise we'll see mostly sunny skies, a nice gorgeous looking day, and high temperatures right around 60 this afternoon. Tonight will be partly cloudy, becoming cloudy after midnight with chances of rain by early morning. We'll drop down to 47, and then rain on Friday morning, some sun in the afternoon, and a high of 62. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
95.3 MNC's Noise, just 2 days away, Saturday at the Lerner Theater. Our special guest is Rob Schmidt, host of the Rob Schmidt Tonight Show on Newsmax. Tickets are still available at thelerner.com, the Lerner box office, or by texting Noise to 45364. We hope to see you there. Presented by Wilson & Kinsman, attorneys fighting for you, and 95.3 MNC. Up next, top trending stories. We'll also check out your 5-day forecast for Thursday. MNC News Time coming up on 5:13.
Podcasts by Federated Media.